Hello friends, welcome back to this course of NFT by Designer Labs. Today we will be talking about creating our own NFTs, which will actually look something like this. Few weeks back I have posted this where I have created my own NFT. Here you can see this is an NFT. Basically this is an image which I uploaded in IPFS, and then with that I have created this NFT. And this thing that you are seeing in the background, this one is MetaMask wallet, and in this MetaMask wallet I have created this NFT. So as I have created this NFT, you can also create an NFT with any image for which you want to create an NFT. If you have a painting or anything like that, then also you can create an NFT. And don't worry, we don't need to use any website for this. I won't ask you to go to any website and upload the image there. We will see from the scratch that how an NFT is created. We will use a lot of tools and other things. All of that we are going to see in a while. So your NFT will also look something like this in the MetaMask wallet, which you can send, receive or transfer. You can do all these things. You can also sell it if you upload it into the main network, but here we will try to do this in the test network. Now let us go to our presentation and see what things we are going to learn. While creating an NFT, there are a lot of things that we are going to learn. In that, first of all, we will see that how to use ERC-721 in making of an NFT. We will also be using OpenZiplin. We have already discussed in detail about ERC-721 and OpenZiplin in our previous lectures. Then we will see that how we are going to use IPFS, because we are using IPFS for uploading our image. We will be using web3.js, ether.js, plus we will be using Hardhat in this video, plus we will be using Alchemy in this video. That we will understand while moving forward. Basically this is an alternative so that we don't need to run Bitcoin node in our system. So for that we will be using services of Alchemy. So this is going to be an interesting video. As you can see that all these things you are seeing on the screen will be used during this video. With this you will get a very good understanding of how all these things works, how the library, technology and the tools works together in this process. So let us start now. So let us start with Alchemy. What is Alchemy? To understand Alchemy, this is a blockchain API which makes our work easier. If we don't want to run our Bitcoin node or our Ethereum node to run on our system, because it is a very source consuming process and also it's a very time consuming process, so in that case we can use Alchemy. This makes our work very easier. With this we can directly connect to blockchain, and this gives us functionality of JSON RPC support. If you people are confused that what I am talking about, just go through Bitcoin node working and things will be clearer to you. So by using Alchemy, we don't need to run any node on our system. We can directly connect to the blockchain with the help of Alchemy. Therefore, we will use Alchemy so that we can get connected to the blockchain. Another thing that we are going to use here is Hardhat. Hardhat is also a tool that you can use to run contracts. You can test them, compile them, and you can do all these things with it. Hardhat tool is getting popular these days. You can also read about it in detail if you want to know more about Hardhat. But today we are going to see its use, that how Hardhat is used here. We have other similar tools in the market, but these have certain advantages, that is why we are using it. After that we will use Pinata services in IPFS. Pinata will help us to upload the image into the IPFS server. I have uploaded my image using Pinata services here. So now while creating this NFT also, I will use Pinata services for uploading the image. So directly whatever image or file I want to upload, I can upload it in my Pinata account, and then Pinata will upload it in IPFS. Now for all these tools and services, we have to create our account in them. Like in Pinata and Alchemy, we have to create our accounts, and Hardhat we have to install. These are very simple processes, so let us go and check it. So here we are on the Alchemy website. Here I am already logged in. You also have to come here and sign up for a new account. Sign up is a simple process. You can also come here and explore about the website. They have worked with lot of big blockchain companies. They have given some details about it, so you can learn about it also. Here they have also announced about Alchemy's 250 million Series C led by Anderson. This company is performing very well now. They are also hiring people, so if you are interested you can check that also. So this here is the Alchemy's dashboard. Here you can see I have already created 2 items. That was for practice to see that things are properly working. Now after the sign up process, what we will do first is we have to come here and click on create app, and here you can provide the name of the app, whatever name you like. Like now here, as I want to name this, let's say we will name this as NFT, or let us keep it as demo NFT. This will be more appropriate. If you want, you can provide description also here. And here while selecting network, you have to keep in mind either you can select Rinkibi or Ropsten. Let's say I will use Robston because in Rinky sometimes we can face problems for transferring Ether in test setup. That is why I will be using Robston test setup here. And then simply I will click here on create app. And as I click on create app, you can see here we have created an app with the name of demo NFT. And now we are going to use this app only. Now here I am on the Visual Studio Code, and here you can see that I have opened NFT demo in my terminal. This is simply a folder. I haven't created anything yet. I have just created a folder and I have opened it in Visual Studio Code. Now here we will type npm init so that package and JSON like files can come to us. Now here I will simply do enter and enter 5 times, and this is done. Now we can see that package and JSON files are here. Now after this what will we do is we will install Hardhat. Now here I will type npm install save dev Hardhat. After this it will get installed. The installation process may take some time. So let us wait for the installation process to complete and then we will further proceed. Okay, so here you can see that my Hardhat has been installed. So now what will I do is I will run it to see if it is working fine. Hardhat nps Hardhat, and as it runs through, so everything is working fine. If in your screen also something like this is coming up, so it is working fine. After this you have to press enter. You should remain in the create basic sample project and then you have to press enter. And then it will ask for some information. You just have to enter that and it will do rest of the things automatically. And as I pressed enter here, you can see some files have been created. Hardhat.config.js. This is created because we pressed enter. Okay. So now we have an important note. So here we have installed Hardhat, and after that we have seen that these 3 files are coming in our sidebar. Git ignore, hardhat.config.js and package log.json. But as you proceed ahead of this note, which means as the video continues, you will not see these 3 files in the sidebar. But you should not get worried. You should continue watching the video. Actually, when I installed Hardhat, I had some error in it, which I later attended and rectified. So you don't have to worry about it. If you're not seeing these 3 files in the sidebar, when it is needed, you can see them in the sidebar. If you don't see them in the video ahead, don't get worried about it. You just continue watching the video and at the end you will get a clear picture of what is happening. So without any further ado, let us continue the video. Okay, so after this, the next thing that we need to install is OpenZiplin. We will need it in npm because we are going to create the NFT. So I will type here npm install @openziplin/contracts. After that we will press enter and it will take some time to get installed. Okay, so here our OpenZiplin has also been installed. Now as both our installation processes are complete, now we will simply come here and we'll create 2 folders. One we will name contracts and one more folder we will make where we will write our scripts. This script folder we have to make separately. We should not make it inside contract. So here I am creating this second folder and we'll name it scripts. We will be needing both these folders. So you should also create these 2 folders for now. If you see here, I have created a file named mynft.sol and here in tabs a lot of files are open. I have done this so that your time is saved. I have created this file under contracts and the other file tabs that I have kept open are part of OpenZiplin. Why I have done it like this, that you will understand now as we are going to start coding in here. Now here first of all I am pasting one thing here. Here we will need all these files. One is erc721.sol, counters.sol, ownable.sol and erc721 URI storage.sol. All these files we will be needing, so I have already pasted it here. Now we are going to write our contract through which we are going to create our NFT. Now let us keep the name of this contract as my NFT is E721 URI storage. If you see, I have already imported ERC721 URI storage and now here I am just using it. After this I will use ownable here. This also I have already imported. Now after this what will I do? I will use a library here and this library is counters. Now what is library? That also you will understand. I will show that to you now. For counters.counter. Now let us go to the files that I have opened here in tabs. Now here as you come to counters.sol, you can see this is a library counters, and the same thing we are using here in our Solidity. Because we want to use the library, in Solidity we have this syntax, using counters for counters.counter. This I have written myself, but to use this library, you have to write using and for using this library. Okay, so after this, what we are going to do is we are going to use this library. How we are going to do that is, as we have created this counters.counter like a variable that we will use at private token IDs. Now what will happen is these token IDs that you are seeing as a variable, these tokens will be ID for the NFT. We have already talked about IDs of NFTs in our previous lecture. Every NFT has its individual ID. So this here will be the token ID for the NFT. So here we are going to use this to give ID to our NFT. Like suppose we have taken an image and we have attached an ID to that image to convert it into an NFT. And now after this what we will do is we will make a constructor, and after the constructor syntax, whatever we want to keep the name of our NFT, for that we have to simply write ERC721 here. And suppose I want to keep the name of my NFT as code eater. So I will type here code eater like this. And let's say I want to give it a symbol, like for Ether, the symbol is ETH. For Bitcoin, it is BTC. So similarly for code eater, I want to give a symbol. That symbol I will define here like this. Suppose I want to give it as CER. So this is going to be my NFT symbol. You can choose your own symbol. I will just change its font and will keep it simple. If it is symmetrical, it looks good. It looks better this way. Now what will we do in our next step is we will NIFT our NFT. What is meant by minting of NFT? Minting simply means creating an NFT. So here we will use syntax function mint NFT, and for minting of NFT we will be needing two arguments. One will be the recipient to which we are going to transfer the NFT. So here this is going to be the recipient's address, and the second thing that we will need is token URI. The image that we will create or the image that we will upload, we will get a link of that image. Like suppose I have uploaded an image into IPFS. By uploading it in IPFS, we get a hash related to it. After that, IPFS will provide us with a link, and as we insert the hash in that, the image uploaded in the IPFS will get open. So for that, this is the token URI so that we can register it. Okay, as we move ahead, things will get clearer. Please don't worry about it. I think I have missed few things here. This will be a public function. So I will type public here. The second thing we will write here is only owner. Now where is this only owner coming from? We have this ownable.sol file that I haven't opened here. I will open it and show it to you. Returns UINT 256. So now let me show you by opening it so that you also get an idea that how to search a file in OpenZiplin. I have used it from ownable.sol. So let us check where is ownable.sol. This is in our contracts access. So let us go first into access, node modules, open Ziplin, and then here we will reach access, and in access you will see ownable.sol. I have opened it here. So here you can see that I have used the same modifier here. I have imported it and now I am going to use it here by using only owner. So it came from there. I was not required to make this. OpenZiplin has made our work easier. Now for each NFT we will want that it should get a unique token ID. Therefore, whenever we are going to mint an NFT, its ID we are going to increment. Which means suppose now the token ID was 0, and now as I create an NFT, suppose I upload an image and attach it with a token, then its ID will change to 1. And now if I want to create another NFT, then its ID will be 2. And where is this increment function coming from? This is coming from counters.sol. This is the structure of counter.sol. There is a value inside this. By default, this value will be 0. And now what we are doing is we are giving it an increment using this function. So I hope you have understood that how increment is taking place. For now, just understand that the token ID is getting incremented. Now this token ID that is getting incremented, that we are going to use, and for that we are going to make a separate variable so that there is clarity in our code. For that we will write new item ID, and here we will write token IDs current, which means whatever is the token ID current value, it should be transferred to us. So from where we are getting the current value? This. From here we are getting the current value. This is giving us back the current value of the token. All of this is being done by using library. If you are getting confused, then only focus on that we have current value here. And what is the current value? If you see initially this value was 0. So in token ID also the value would have been 0. and here what I have done is I have given it an increment. Okay, now what will we do is we will set here, and before set we will do minting of our NFT. So here let us take the address of the recipient, and after that here we will write new item ID. This means that on this recipient ID, this item ID, that is the ID of the NFT, I am going to mint. And where is this mint function? This is part of our ERC 721. You can see it here. Here we needed two arguments. One was address to and other was token ID. So I have provided both token IDs and the address to where I want to mint it, and for that process I have used it here. Now let us go to the next step, and the next step will be set token URI. And here I will pass two things, new item ID, and second thing is token URI. Now what is this? As I have already told you that we have to set our token URI for our item. Here this will be item ID. Make sure while doing this your syntax and spellings are all correct. Now here what I am doing is I will go to set token URI, which is actually part of ERC 721, which is here in this tab. Through this I am registering my item ID. To understand it more easily, the image that we have uploaded, I am linking that image to this token ID. This thing will get more clear to you when we will launch our NFT. But for now, if you have understood this much only, that is enough. We are just attaching the token URI, that is Uniform Resource Identifier, to the item ID. So here you can see that we have done the same thing. We have attached the item ID to the address. Now here I will simply type return new item ID. Now this means whatever the item ID or the NFT ID is, it will get returned here. Now here this error is showing. This is because I have kept the return outside the function. So I will simply cut it from here and paste it here. And now this is okay. I will just check it and will save it finally. So in this way, we have prepared a contract for our NFT. Now as our contract is complete, now what we need to do is we have to again open our terminal, and here we need to install one new thing. For that I will type npm install .env and then finally dash dash save. What will be its use? Its use will be to establish connection between MetaMask and Alchemy, as all the deductions will be from our MetaMask. Now as MetaMask is our wallet, and if we want to deploy a contract for our NFT using MetaMask, we have to pay some fees. These processes on Ethereum blockchain are not free. For that we have to pay certain fee, and that is why we have to connect our blockchain Alchemy to our MetaMask. So whenever we deploy our contract, we pay our fees or do any transactions, it should be through our MetaMask wallet. Okay, so for that purpose I am installing it here right now. Here it has got installed now. After it is installed, you simply have to go here. Here this is our root directory. Root directory means the directory of our NFT demo. And here in this root directory, you have to create a file whose name will be .env file. That is .env file. That's it. Nothing more. Just .env. Here you will need two things. One is API URL. This we will see now. We will find it using Alchemy. So this is the first thing that we will need. And the second thing that we will need is private key. Where we will find private key? That we will get from our MetaMask. So both these details we have to grab here, and we have to paste it between the double quotes. So let us go and find them. So here we are on our Alchemy page. Here you have to go to demo NFT and click on view details. For me it's demo NFT. You could have given some other name. Now here you have to click on view key, and here copy this HTTPS link, and after copying this link, paste it here in this page. Now after Alchemy, we will open our MetaMask wallet. Now here in MetaMask, if you have some real Ether, do not share your private key with anyone. I do not have anything in my MetaMask because I am using it for my test network. It is only having a small quantity of Ether. Here what I am going to do is, I am simply going to use my private key. For that I will go to my accounts details, and here you can see export private key option, and as I click on this, this will prompt me to enter a password. So here I have to enter my password, and after I click on confirm, you can see this is my private key. So this key I will be using, I have copied it from here and I will paste it here between the inverted commas. So with this, All our transactions will be taken through MetaMask. After this, I will save the file. One more thing that you should notice is this process of MetaMask I have done in Ropsten test server. As you might remember that we have chosen Ropsten in the first place. I will show this again to you that I have gone to the account information and from here I have accessed my private key. And then here I have used it. Now what will we do? We will install ether.js. I have already copied it here and I will simply enter. We will be needing this. That is why we are installing it right now. This installing process may take some time. So after a while the process is complete and here you can see that our ether.js has been installed. Now what will we do? Before that I have made a change in my contract that I will show to you. Here I have used pragma solidity 0.5.0 less than 0.9.0. Only this portion I have changed, so you can also change it if you want. Here you can see greeter.sol. We have got it from Hardhat. So this one we haven't made. This is given by Hardhat. So if you want to delete it, you can delete it also. Now what we will do is we will make a change in our hardhat.config.js. Here you can see this is a config file. This deals with what compilers we have in Solidity. And here if I want to change something, I can do it. This code I have written here. You also have to write the same code. I will provide that in our resource section. Here you can see the Solidity version, which compiler we are going to use 0.8.7. This is on Ropsten test network. Private key and all these informations are provided here. API URL that we have made in .env file. So all those configuration details we have provided here. Now what will we do is we will basically compile our contract with the help of Hardhat. So here I will write Hardhat compile, and as I will do compiling, you will see here that a new folder named artifacts will appear here. And in this artifact folder, my JSON and other files will be there. So you can see here it has installed 0.8.7 and here our compilation process is successfully over. Now as our compilation is over, what will we do is we will deploy our file, or we should say we will deploy our contract as we have already been doing. First we compile and then deploy. For that we will go to this script folder that we have already made. And here I will create a new file. Let us name this file as deploy.js. And in this deploy.js, I will paste a code here. I know while you look at it, I am pasting a lot of codes here. But believe me, you don't have to remember all these codes. All these things you will get easily. These things are not to be remembered. The process like deployment is a very common process, so you can copy and paste it. Here we are simply deploying it. If you see, first we have used ether.js. This is used to do my NFT contracts instance. After that it has been deployed, and then the deployed address is consoled here, which means whatever contract we are deploying, what is its address. This is because we will need the address when we make our NFT. So here when we will deploy our contract, we will get an address, and by using this address we will make our NFT. Okay, so now let us deploy it. For deploying, you just simply have to paste this code, hardhat run scripts deploy.js, in which you have your deploy file. What is your network? That is Ropsten. After this press enter, and if this file gets successfully deployed, then our work is over here. We will get a contract address, and that is how we will know that if it has worked or not. We have to wait a bit because this deployer is on the test network and it takes some time in test network. So let us wait for some time till this process is getting executed. Wonderful. Now here you can see on your screen that you have successfully deployed your NFT contract. This is a very big achievement. We have deployed our NFT contract on the Ropsten test network. Now we will be using this contract address. You should save it somewhere. This is a very important contract address, so you should definitely save it and keep it safe. We will need this address in our further processes, so I will simply copy it from here. You should save it somewhere else also for future uses. I will just simply paste it here so that I don't forget it. Please remember that this address is very important. So now I have copied it from here. Now let us go to Etherscan, that is Ether's Ropsten scan website, and there we will see the contract that we have deployed. So here we are on the ropsten.ether.io. Here on the search bar, I will put the address of my contract and then we will search it. And finally in the search result, we can see that how our contract is looking here. Here you can also see this contract. As I click on this, it will get open. And inside this, we will get all the information related to our contract. This is great. We have made our contract and we can find it here on this website. And one more thing we want to see, we can go inside this again. And here we can see the transaction details, TXN hash. So our process was successful. This is here the from address. This means from which address this contract has been created. If we go to MetaMask, we can see that we had set this address on our MetaMask Ropsten test network. So to show you, I will again have to log in inside this. So after logging in, you can see here the address, that is 00C2. From 00C2, this contract has been deployed. This is our contract's address, which we have already copied. You also should copy this address, as I have already told you, we will be needing it later on. We will get all the details here, like how much gas we had to pay, and all this amount would have been deducted from our MetaMask account. So from here we will get all the necessary information about our contract. And if you want to know details related to your contract, then you can come here, and here you can see that on Alchemy also you can get all these details. Here we have our from address, input, hash, all these things are provided here in Alchemy. So you can also check it from here. Basically, if I tell you this is a paid resource, you can check its pricing and all. Because it's an API, we have to pay for this. For now, we are using free resources to deploy our contracts. This is wonderful, and this is a big achievement that you have deployed a contract for NFT on Ropsten Text Network, and this same process will be used in for main network. Now by using this NFT contract, we will be launching our NFT. Do not think that our work is over here. Just by launching the contract in the test network will not end our work here. Now further we will see that how we will use our NFT contract that we have deployed and how to link it with our image, how to create an NFT in our MetaMask that we can use and transfer. So we have completed our first part where we have deployed our NFT contract. Now what we are going to do is we are going to continue to the next step where we will upload our image using IPFS, and after uploading it in IPFS we will link it to our NFT smart contract. So let us start. At first what will we do is we will install web3.js, and here we will use web3.js provided by Alchemy. That is because Alchemy has provided us slight advantages. As I have already told you that Alchemy makes our work easier. So Alchemy provides its own library of web3.js. We will be using that. There is not much of a difference, but it has certain advantages. So as we want to use it, I will install it first. I think I have provided a wrong syntax, so I will terminate this. And here let me tell you that how I stopped what was happening here. I simply pressed Ctrl plus C, so we can stop it just by pressing Ctrl C. And after that, as I pressed upper arrow, we got the previous command. So here the installation process has started. Now we have to wait till the installation process is complete. Here I have got an error, and most probably I think this is of an administrator access. So here what I will do is I will open my command prompt. I have opened command prompt in run as administrator because I believe that this error is from some administrator access problem. And here I will do cd, and then I will go to the NFT demo contract where I want to go. So I have reached that contract, and now let us try this again. We will try installing it again. You may also face the same problem. Generally these things doesn't happen, but now as this has happened, we will find a way to solve it. I will copy this command from here, and then I will run it here in the command prompt, and then let us see. Now let us wait and see if it works or not. If you also face the same issue, then remember, if you are running Linux, then you have to use sudo for this process, and if you are running Windows, then you have to use command prompt like I am using now. In command prompt we can face such problems sometime. So now if you can see, our Alchemy has been installed properly. Now it will run properly. So it was an administrator access problem, and as I was running command prompt in run as administrator mode, it has got installed. Here you can see it has been installed, Alchemy Web3 1.1.8, and this has got installed in our system. Now we can close this one. After this we will go to our script folder, and here we will make a new file whose name will be mint NFT. And this file will be our main file where we will be describing our minting process. And here I am going to paste one thing. So it will look something like this. All these things that I am taking from file, I will provide it in resource section. You can copy it from there. Basically what we have done here is I have taken the config file, that is the file with extension of .env. I have taken that file. I have required it. After that I have required API URL file, and after that web3.js. So basically these are the statements for the files which we required. I have fetched it here. And the second thing that I have done here is I am going to use this web3 here so that we can interact with our blockchain. We will be needing one more thing here, and that will be our contract. So I will require our contract here, and in contract we will basically need its ABI. So for that we have to go a folder back. We will go to contracts, and here we will go inside my NFT folder, and then finally we will go to my nft.json. And if you want to see that where is this file, for that here on the left panel you can see the script folder. Here in the code I have provided two dot. That means except this folder we have to move to the next thing, that is artifacts. So come to artifacts. In artifacts go to contracts. After contracts go to my nft.sol, and in my nft.sol you can fetch my nft.json file. The same thing I have done here. We will need this. If we have got this file or not, that also we should check once. So for that what we will do is we will type console.log and we will check whether we have got this ABI or not. Here I will type json.stringify I will use, so that I can read the contract ABI that we have here. So finally contract.abi, and then I will save it. And now we will run this script to check whether the script that we have made is running or not. For that we will go back down here. Down here we will run the node. Then we will type here scripts, then node, not node actually, mint, and then NFT and JS. This means the script file that we have made, mint.nft.js, that we will run. And if we see here, we have got the AVI of our contract. You can see here, it has got index and all those things that we have created in our contract. Ownership and other things are also here. All these things are available here. This means that this file has been fetched here and it is also working perfectly. Now in the next step, what we will do is we will go to our Penata website. Here you have to create your own account. I also have made my account. This on your screen is the Penata website, and here you have to open your account. It is a very simple sign in and sign up process. After logging in, you will see here an option of upload. You have to click here, and here I will select the file. Now here you can see select a file. This is a 3-step process. It is very simple. Here you can see I have kept an image. This is the same image that we have seen in our NFT learning course. Now it is asking for a name for the file. I will keep it as art, and then finally I have clicked on upload. In some time this image of ours will get uploaded on the IPFS network. It will take a bit of time, but in some time it will get uploaded. So let us wait till it gets uploaded. And here you can see that successfully our file has been uploaded, and it is also visible here. Name is art. Okay, now if you want to open it, then what we have to do simply is open a new tab. I will paste this link here. This is a gateway. This is Penata Cloud IPFS gateway, and here this is our hash. This was our image, and we have converted this image into our hash. Here you can see I will select and highlight that portion. So now you can see this is our image hash, and this is their network. I mean this is their gateway. And if you copy and paste your image's hash here, then on pressing enter you can open your image. This means that our image is now on the IPFS network. Now we will go back to our Visual Studio Code, and here now we will be creating a new file. So we will create a new file and we'll name it as NFT metadata. This file will keep all the informations related to the file which is uploaded to the IPFS network. And meta here means data about the data. Therefore metadata. So this way we have made NFT metadata.json. Now here I am going to paste something that is related to our image. Now here one thing to notice is that you can change it according to your need. There will be no issues with that. But the important thing that you should remember is that you should only put your image's URL in this place. So the image that I have uploaded and the link I got it from there, that you can see is this one. So I have used the link of the same image here. You also have to do it like this. You also have to paste the link of the image that you have uploaded, because all images will have its individual hash. Okay, now I will save it. Now what will we do is we will also upload this NFT metadata.json on our IPFS, because we will require it there. So for that, let us go back to our Penata website. Here we will upload our NFT metadata.json file. For that we will again click on upload, and here we will again select the file that we want to upload. Here we have reached our NFT demo folder, which is our root folder, and here we have our file that is NFT metadata.json. So we will select it from here. I won't change the name and will upload it. Sometimes we need to change the name of the file if a file with the same name has already been uploaded. Our file is getting uploaded now, and here it is uploaded. We have our NFT metadata.json file also uploaded here. We will need this when we are going to make changes to our file. Now we will go back to our mint nft.js file, and here in this file we will add few things. If you want to keep this, you can keep it, or you can also remove it. We have already used it, so I don't think we will need it again. So what will I do is I will comment it out. You can use it if you need it. Now here we will create a new address or a new variable. We will name it as contract address. In this variable contract address, we will take the address of our contract that we have already saved. You might remember that I have asked you to save that address. I think I have saved it in my hardhat file. No, it's not in here. I think I have saved it in my deploy.js file. Yes, so here we have my contract address. Remember that this is my contract address and you will have your own unique contract address. I will copy it from here and then I will go back to my mint NFT file and I will paste this address here. So this is our contract address, and now the next thing that we need is const NFT contract so that we can create our instance. And for this we will require web3, and then we will write .eth .contract, and after that contract.abi. This is the ABI that we have generated, plus here we will need contract address. So through this we can create our instance of our contract. I will cross check it one time. This is because that if there is any mistake, it will give error. Everything looks alright. So I will finally save this. Now let us go to our .env file, and here we have to mention our public key through which all these transactions will happen. Now let us go to MetaMask and generate our public key. So here I am on my browser. Here I will select MetaMask. I will log into my MetaMask account, and from here we will copy our public key and will paste it there. We are logging in. Remember that we are on Ropsten test network. We are doing all this stuff in Ropsten test network only. Here this is our public key. I will copy it from here. Then we will go to our VS Code and here I will paste it. Okay. So this way I have pasted my public key here. We will also keep this in double quotes. Sometimes in public key, if we keep these double inverted commas, we can have some problem. But now let us check it. It is developer's job to check things. So let us check if it works or not. If any issue arises, we will resolve it. Now let us go to our mint nft.js file, and here on this file we need to add few things. One will be our public key. This is because we will need it while we are creating our transactions, because all transactions are created from our public key, and when we sign we will use private key. Here we will type process.env.api_URL. Then in the next line const private key, and by using this we will grab our private key. Here private key is equal to process.env.public key. Let me check it once. Okay, I think I have made a mistake. I will change it. Here in this place we need to write private key, and in the above line we need to write public key. So let me correct it first. And here in this line we will have private key. Okay, so this is done. So this one is our public key and this one is our private key. Now what will we do is we will create our transaction, and let us see, to create a transaction what things do we need. Now here we will create a async function. Async is a part of JavaSync and a part of async. For those who don't have any idea about async, they can read about async and JavaSync. What are these and how they are used? Now here I will type mint NFT and the token URI, and after that const nonce is equal to await web3 dot eth dot get transaction count. By this we will know our nonce. Here we will in our public key, Now here what type of transaction is this? This is our latest transaction. So here we will type latest in double inverted commas. And after this what we will do is we will mention our transaction here. We have already mentioned nouns. So next thing our transaction needs to be mentioned. Let us mention our transaction with TX, and then here we will write from. After this we will write public key. This means from which account the transaction is taking place, from which public key it is taking place. Then next thing is to, that is to whom it is taking place. So it will be to a contract address. After contract address we will have nouns that we have already defined above. So we will write here nouns, and then the gas amount that we want to pay, or let's say the gas amount that will be required. So here I will put the amount. Let us take the gas amount a bit more. This will be the gas required, and here we will have our data. Now in things like this, it may happen that some error arises because obviously this is that kind of a process. So let us see. We will try that it should get right in the first time itself. Here it will be public key, and here we will need our token URI dot encode ABI. After this, let us save this file. I think there is some error or there is some issue, I think. So let us see the issue. To identify the issue, let us go to the problem panel. And here in the problems panel, you can see there is one error. And what is that error? In mint.nft.js, it is expecting a comma. So here, this is the error. Let us rectify it. So now this is okay. Now let us save it. We will further update our mint NFT. Here what we have done, we have created a async mint NFT function, and after that here we have created our nonce. After nonce we have created our transaction object, and here at last in a way we have created our transaction. And for that what we have used? We have used our public key, which means we have used our public key to create our transaction. Now we will sign our transaction, and for that I will paste a code here. This is a very difficult looking code. As you can see yourself, there are promises involved. Because of that, there are a lot of curly braces. If I type it here, there are chances that I can make a mistake, and that would have created a lot of problem. That is why I have directly pasted it here. And here by using promise, we are signing our transaction. These are very simple steps. If you see here, I have also involved error function. What does this mean is that I am checking if this has no errors, if this signed promise works properly and we are able to sign our transaction with it, then what we are checking is that it will print the hash of the transaction is, and whatever will be the hash of the transaction that we will get. Otherwise, if it doesn't happen, then we will get this error. Something went wrong when submitting your transaction, and then promise failed. So if we have some problem in promise, we will get this message. Otherwise, we will get the message that something went wrong when submitting your transaction. So here what we have done is we have used web3.eth.accounts.signTransaction. If you see carefully, I have mentioned my transaction here. I have mentioned my private key through which I am signing this. Then what we have done is, as it will give us promise, we have used signPromise.then. There is a callback function inside this. And after that, by using this code of web3.eth.signTransaction, we have signed our transaction. In this, we have passed two values, signTX.raw transaction, and this function that is for if we get any error to resolve them. Okay, now I will save this. And for all these things, don't be worried. I will provide everything in the resource section. You can simply go there and use it. So here mint.nft.js file is ready. Now we have everything through which we can create our NFT. We can create our NFT and we can deploy it on our test network. And after that, what we will do is we will transfer it to our MetaMask. Now we just have to perform one last step. And what is that last step? We just have to call mint NFT function. Inside this, we will put our token URI, and which will be the token URI that I will tell you. And for that, we have to go back to our Pinata website. And here, this file of ours, meta.json, please do pay attention that the link of this file of meta.json that we will paste here. I will repeat, we will not transfer the image URL. But basically here we will upload our NFT metadata.json file that we have created and uploaded. So here I will copy the link of this metadata.json file, and then we will go back to our VS Code. And now here on VS Code, what we will do is I will call mint NFT function and will use this link to call this function. So here I will paste the link and we'll keep it between double inverted commas. So here we will provide double quotes, and inside double quotes we will paste our link. So here what is this now? This is linked to our token URI. I will save this file and then we will run it. Let us hope that everything that we have done is correct. If it is not correct, then it will generate an error and we have to resolve the error. So let us go down here, and here I will type node scripts mint nft.js. So let us hope that everything is correct. If it is correct, then we will get a hash of the transaction and all our work will be over. But if there is any error, then we have to resolve it. So let us see. It is processing. So let us wait. I think there is some issue. So let us print it again, and it is still not working. Let me have a look at what is the issue, and then we will run it again. The problem that we were facing, I have resolved it. Actually, there was no such issues. When I recompiled it, it started working. The file that they have created, that is mint-nft.js, I haven't made any changes to that. The only change that I made was uncomment out this portion. If you want, you can comment it again. But as I compiled it afterwards, it was working. So I kept it like this only. Sometimes these things happen. So now let us run it again. Actually, I tried running this quite few times. Because of that, I have already minted the NFT. You will understand what I am saying. We will run our previous command only. So node mint nft.js I will run again. And now here you can see that it is running. I haven't made any changes to the code. I just recompiled it and now it is working fine. Now here you can see that we have got our transaction. This means that our code has started running successfully. And the thing that we wanted to print, that is the hash of your transaction is, that thing it is showing here. The hash of your transaction is, and if there was any error, it would have shown this. Now what will I do is I will copy this transaction from here. I have copied it from here, and let us go to our Ropsten Etherscan. Here on this page I will paste this transaction. We will reach on this page, and here if you see, our contract has been successfully deployed. Here we have all the information related to the token. The name of our token is Code Eater and the symbol is CER. Now one thing to notice here is when you deploy your NFT or you mint your NFT for the first time, then its ID will come as 1, and that is how we have written it in our contract. Here you can see this is 5. This is because that I have already minted it few times. I was actually checking if the program is working fine, and while checking I have already minted it 4 times and this is the 5th time. And this thing I will show you in MetaMask also. Here token ID is 5, and if you are getting 1 here, don't get worried, it is correct. Now let us go to the MetaMask, and there you will understand things more clearly. But the one problem is that it will not work on the MetaMask desktop. I am not sure, but there is some problem in MetaMask, and that is why we will go to the MetaMask application, and this is available in mobile. You can install it in your mobile. I have already installed it. Now I will go to my mobile screen, and there I will show all these things to you. Here what I need to do is I just simply have to copy this address, and then I have to paste this address on MetaMask, plus I have to provide its ID. Then the NFT that is minted, that will come on my screen. So now let us go to my mobile screen. So here is the interface of MetaMask wallet that I have opened in my mobile. Here I will log into my MetaMask using my password. After entering the password, we will log into the MetaMask. So here we have opened our MetaMask wallet. Now here if I go to my NFT section, here in this section you can see that I have 4 NFTs here. Now why do I have 4 NFTs here? As I already told you, the NFT that I made in front of you, its ID was 5. And the NFT that you are seeing here, that I created while trying to find the error. So here we have NFT ID 1, NFT ID 2, NFT ID 3 and NFT ID 4. Now what will we do is, the new NFT that we have created, which has NFT ID 5, that I will add here in my MetaMask wallet. For that what will we do is, we will click on add NFT, and here we will provide our contract address. This is the contract address that we got while we deployed our NFT. So the same contract address I copied from there and pasted it here. Here I have given my NFT ID as 5. In your case what will be this? It will be 1. Remember this, that I have used 5, but in your case it will be 1. After this, I have refreshed it here. Don't forget to refresh it once. And here you can see our NFT is ready, and this is hash 5. Its name is painting, and all these things we can see here. Now let us try to transfer this to another account. So I will select account 2, and now I will copy its address. And after copying the address from here, I will go back to my account 1. After coming back to account 1, from here I can send my NFT to the second account. I am doing this to show you that you can also send your NFT to another account. The address where I want to send this, I will put it here. I will click next, and the process has started of NFT transfer. And in this way you can transfer NFT to another account. Here all our calculation and other things will take place. But through this you can transfer your NFT to any address. But remember, we have used Dropstone test network, so you will be able to do this in that only. Okay, and then next, and then our NFT will get transferred to the other account. You can see transaction submitted here, waiting for confirmation. In a short period of time, you can see that the transaction has been completed and it is in account 2. This is my account 2. Let us refresh it once. If you don't see the NFT after refreshing also, then go to add NFT, and here again provide the address of the contract and then provide the ID from which you have got it transferred. So here I will provide 5, and then I will click on add. It's a bit of time taking process, so be patient, or else there can be some trouble. It can go out of the box. Refresh it few times and you can see that NFT has got added. So this way here we have our NFT, and our NFT has got successfully transferred. So this way we have successfully created the NFT and we have also transferred it to another account. Now you might be thinking that we can do the same process with NFT ID 4 or NFT ID 1, 2, 3 also. Then you will see that it will give an error. This is because the NFT ID 1 to 4 we have transferred to account number 1 and not to this account. So you can see that it has given us an error that this doesn't belong to you. This means that ID 4 NFT doesn't belong to you and only NFT 5 ID belongs to you because it has been transferred to you. Now the way we have minted our NFT, the way we have created our NFT, or as I have created multiple NFT, in that way you can also do it. You just have to write this line again. So as many times you run this script, which means node script mint nft.js, as many times you run it, you will get a new NFT, and each of this NFT will have a unique ID, as you have already seen in my mobile screen. I had 5 NFTs with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IDs. I can transfer it to anyone I want, and in this way all these things can happen. What you should remember is that the test network that you have chosen, you can transfer it on the basis of that test network only, or else you will not get that NFT. As we have used Dropstone test network, so you also have to do everything in Dropstone test network. So congratulations to you for creating your first NFT, for minting your first NFT, and for transferring it to the MetaMask wallet. I hope you have learned and understood these things and you will apply this and make your own NFTs. So this will be the end of our course. Thank you.